Ferrari prepares to introduce new rear suspension technology for the Belgium race weekend, though internal reports suggest challenging times ahead for the Italian manufacturer. Sources indicate that 2026 regulations will eliminate the pull rod front suspension design currently adopted by most teams. Following 3 years with pushrod configurations, Ferrari switched to pull rod for 2025, but this change may prove irrelevant moving forward. Questions arise regarding the team's recent financial decisions and their impact on future development programs. Discussions within paddock circles continue about Red Bull's driver lineup decisions. Tsunoda's future remains uncertain, with possibilities including promotion within the Red Bull family, moves to rival teams, or joining the new American entry. His chances of staying with Red Bull appear slim without exceptional performances in the season's final phase, particularly given the RB21's limitations when not driven by Verstappen. The incoming American team offers an alternative option, though competition for available seats intensifies significantly. Bottas remains under consideration for several opportunities, while Perez maintains strong chances for contract extensions. Schumacher's Formula One return looks unlikely despite positive comments from figures like Wolff and promising Alpine endurance racing performances. Additional candidates include Drogovic, though his chances appear diminished. Potential Chinese commercial interests might influence the American team's driver selections regarding Zhou, possibly mirroring previous Sauber arrangements. Vettel's potential Formula One comeback generated discussions about Red Bull advisory roles, though concrete developments remain absent. Conversations suggest possible endurance racing participation, potentially with the British manufacturer, where his championship career concluded. Stroll's involvement in long-distance racing seems inevitable given his driving characteristics, strength in wet conditions and steady pace rather than explosive speed. These qualities align well with endurance racing requirements. The British team's future planning considers whether Stroll fits their championship aspirations. Newey's arrival creates questions about the organization's ambitious signals, though changes may emerge gradually. The team will likely pursue drivers like Verstappen or evaluate Alonso's 2026 potential, with Russell representing another option. Debate surrounding Ferrari involves Steiner's comments about Hamilton's influence within the team structure. The former team principal highlighted possible conflicts between Hamilton's personal brand power and the team's existing hierarchy. His assessment portrayed Hamilton as Formula One's only driver possessing status beyond team constraints, comparing him to football icons like Messi or Ronaldo. This perspective suggests that while Verstappen dominates within motorsport, Hamilton's cultural impact extends beyond racing. The analysis explored whether any driver could surpass Ferrari's brand strength. Social media statistics show Hamilton's follower count doubling the team's numbers, though measuring cultural significance remains complex. Team supporters engaged in discussions defending the organization's supremacy, generating social media tensions between different fan communities. Statistical analysis reveals Ferrari's championship struggles since 2009, with only 4 drivers leading the standings during this period. Vettel led for 18 races, Alonso for 14, Leclerc for 5, and Massa for 1 race in 2010. These numbers highlight the team's underperformance despite bold promises over recent decades. Leclerc's qualifying performance shows concerning downward trends. Pole position statistics demonstrate significant decline: 7 in 2019, 2 in 2021, 9 in 2022, 5 in 2023, 3 in 2024, and 0 through 2025's early stages. Additionally, alternating successful seasons create frustrating patterns. Race wins in odd years followed by winless campaigns, reflecting broader team inconsistencies. Ferrari continues allocating resources toward current season improvements, believing gained knowledge will benefit 2026 preparations. The semi-ground effect regulations require strong mechanical foundations, making this year's progress relevant for future designs. Recent rear suspension modifications necessitated new gearbox covers and repositioned front upper wishbones, representing significant changes while maintaining the pull rod configuration. Resource allocation questions emerge as the team allegedly moved 2026 development personnel to current season upgrades. While potentially beneficial for regulatory understanding, this strategy risks compromising future preparedness. The team currently holds 3rd in the championship, providing additional testing opportunities compared to Mercedes, though fewer than McLaren's allocation. Regulatory changes for 2026 promise dramatic departures from current ground effect concepts. Stroll criticized upcoming rules while suggesting political reasons prevent other drivers from voicing concerns. The balanced combustion electric power split creates challenges requiring active aerodynamics to maintain adequate straight-line performance, especially at tracks like Monza, where electric components alone prove insufficient. Downforce reduction estimates range from 20 to 30%, potentially improving racing quality and overtaking capabilities. However, similar promises accompany 2022 regulation introductions, with teams eventually discovering methods to circumvent intended limitations. Ground effect cars demand extremely stiff suspension setups and precise ride heights, creating natural understeer at low speeds and oversteer at high speeds that drivers universally dislike. Technical analysis suggests abandoning current suspension philosophies for 2026. 7 teams currently employ pull rod front suspension, essentially copying Red Bull's original Nui design. Ferrari uniquely modified their front suspension approach during these regulations' final year, switching from their traditional method to replicate Red Bull's configuration. Future designs may abandon pull rod front and push rod rear setups as aerodynamic advantages diminish. Flat floor returns eliminate requirements for extremely low ride heights and rigid suspension configurations, potentially allowing conventional push rod front arrangements. Ferrari might revert to familiar designs, questioning their recent suspension investments given potential irrelevance for 2026 applications. Championship discussions focus on exceptional drivers never winning titles. Moss frequently receives recognition despite limited modern viewing audiences, his impressive win record and multiple runner-up finishes supporting his candidacy. Montoya and Kubica represent other contenders, while some suggest non-Formula One drivers like Dixon or Palou deserve consideration. Massa's near-championship experiences generate debate, though Leclerc receives considerable support despite recent bias factors. These discussions emphasize the championship's competitive nature and circumstances preventing talented drivers from achieving ultimate success. Weather forecasts for Spa-Francorchamps champs indicate persistent light rain throughout the weekend, creating potentially challenging conditions without severe thunderstorm risks. Expectations point toward weather-affected sessions, though hopefully avoiding dramatic scenarios witnessed in previous years. This adds another dimension to Ferrari's suspension development testing and overall competitive assessment during the Belgian Grand Prix weekend. The British Grand Prix weekend proved another difficult chapter for Ferrari, with only Hamilton managing to score championship points. Both drivers expressed significant frustration with the team's strategic decisions and car performance during the race weekend, raising questions about Ferrari's internal operations and their preparation for upcoming regulatory changes. The problems began before the race started when Leclerc opted for slick tyres despite questionable track conditions. This bold decision backfired immediately as the Monegasque driver quickly realized the circuit remained too wet for dry weather compounds. Russell had made similar tyre choices from 4th position, but found himself severely compromised compared to the front runners. When a safety car period occurred shortly afterward, Leclerc was forced to abandon his risky strategy and switch to intermediate tyres, essentially ruining his race prospects from the outset. During the race, Leclerc complained to his race engineer about ongoing struggles with the car's handling characteristics. He reported excessive rear tyre temperatures compared to the front, along with inconsistent brake balance that left him uncertain about braking distances. These technical issues compounded his already difficult situation following the poor tyre